Hello all and welcome to Tom's Gaming World episode 10. We've made it to the milestone of 10 episodes. So it's been a week since we did a video. Not a heck of a lot has changed in my gaming world, but there has been a standout addition to the console collection. Okay, so you may remember from the other week we'd added the Sega Dreamcast to this cupboard. Now this week we have another addition. Can you tell what it is? Just peeking out there. It is a Philips CDI 450. So I actually grew up with the CDI. We actually had this same CDI model at the time when it came out. Unfortunately it doesn't work so well anymore, and later down the line I'd got myself another CDI. About £50 I think. It was quite a bargain because they've become quite collectible now. But that was the larger CDI, and that's back in Cruise. So I kind of always wanted to get another 450, and to be honest, in this setup I've got at the minute, the 450 was the only one that was actually going to fit in. So as you can see, the 450 model fits in here quite nice. It's a lot smaller than the other CDI model that I have. Now this particular console I got off eBay, and it came with one of these controllers. Actually not just one, two, but this was one of the original first controller type controllers. The CDI itself was designed to be exactly what it says it is, CD interactive, and that doesn't necessarily mean it was created for gaming. However, this controller was one of the first ways you could actually properly experience gaming on the CDI. And there were a few games. A lot of CDI titles don't really fall into the games category. A lot of them are interactive software. Say something to do your horoscopes on, learn about astrology, or what else have we got? Compton's Interactive Encyclopedia, and they're all sorts of educational or informative type software for the CDI. But there were a few games, and that's really primarily most of the entertainment value I got out of the CDI. So in this particular bundle we get that controller. We also get a second one of these controls, and what you can see here actually is the remnants of the stick. You used to be able to get a stick that's screwed into here, so it would have originally come with one of them, but unfortunately both these controllers have lost their sticks. Not integral, and to be honest I didn't really play many games like that, but if you imagine where underneath and where my thumb is, there would be a stick, and you can control the D-pad like that instead. So we've got two of them, and these are quite collectible in themselves. We also have this, which is the one you normally get with a CDI 450, but no good for playing games, but for navigating a menu on a video CD or some sort of more information-based software, then you'd use that. We also have something which I am quite excited about trying, and that is the CDI trackball. I think this would be great for Lemmings, which is one of the games I used to play quite a lot in the CDI. So you've got the trackball there and 3 buttons. So that's what that looks like. And so that's actually pretty good that we get all that and we get the console. And I've always liked the design of the 450. It's also got a digital video cartridge in, which I didn't expect, which was an additional thing that enabled you to watch video CDs. For example, I have one here, and that's Scrooged with Bill Murray, so this is actually in a CDI case. Of course, video CDs can be played on other devices, for example DVD players, but yeah, the CDI had its own collection of branded CDI video CDs. The one thing about this console did concern me a little bit was it was sold as having not been tested with any discs. It would power on, but we didn't really know if it was going to play anything. So I just got this copy of Whack-A-Bubble, which is well, it's kind of like Breakout or Arachnoid or Alleyway, if you're familiar with that type of game. So what we're going to do is we're going to try this out and see how it plays, and if it actually does if it does work. So here we have Whack-A-Bubble starting up here on the CDI. I don't know if there's meant to be any sound or not. I would presume so. There you go, there is sound. So at least when the game loads up, we've got a variety of options. Oh, check out that music. Yeah. I'm sorry for filming off a CRT. Right now I don't have the AV adapter for my Elgato video capture thingy, so we're going to stick this on a tripod so you can see a bit of this gameplay. So not unlike CDI Tetris before it, this game seems to have a good soundtrack. It looks like a proper game. Proper gameplay on the CDI, not something you come across every day. Now, the CDI does have a few must-have games though, one of them being The Apprentice, which is a 2D platform game. It's a heck of a lot of fun. It's great visual style as well to that game. There's also things like Dragon's Lair and Space Ace, which are good FMV based games, as is Thunder in Paradise, something like Mad Dog McCree. I messed up there. It'd be great to do maybe a live stream of some CDI games. Oh, this is cool, you actually have to change the colour of the ball in order to destroy the bubbles that we're whacking. If I was to just quickly change that to red, then we can get those bubbles on the top. This is actually a unique twist on this formula I've actually not experienced before. So the CDI is giving us something unique, and so far so good. The laser in the CDI seems to be reading the disc. Now, let me get this last one. So for those who haven't seen the CDI's main menu before, this is what you get if you power up a CDI. If you have a disc in, you have the option to play CDI game or interactive disc-based entertainment, or whatever it is you're trying to play on it. It could be a CD as well. It's quite a good way to listen to CDs, really. Storage is where all your save games end up. We can see here we've managed to save Whack-A-Bubble, which is 1.5% of the total storage, but also total use is 2, so I guess there's some internal stuff there that makes up 0.5%. But yeah, this had no save games on it when I got it. It seems to keep them. Now if we turn it back on and then the save data disappeared, then we know there's something up. Of course the date isn't in this particular CDI, so we'll just see if we can save the date. So turning the CDI back on, we can see that the time and date have saved. So we would presume that the battery backup in the CDI that saves us information is still working. We should hopefully also see our save game of Whack-A-Bubble still in the memory. So, other than the CDI, what other exciting news do we have this week? Well, I don't know if you remember, I think I mentioned I'd bought a copy of V-Rally 2 for the Dreamcast. Now, if I didn't, I apologise, but I think I mentioned it in last time's video. Now, over here, we can see we now have 2 copies of V-Rally 2. This is the latest to have arrived. Unfortunately, a little bit damaged in the post. And the disc a little bit more scratched than the last one. The last one actually, to me, looked pretty good. Just surface scratches, really. I would have expected it to work. This other copy that I got, same price. The other one was refunded. I got this one for the same price off another seller. Well, this one's got a particularly deep scratch, and I was not surprised to find the Dreamcast wouldn't even read the disc. However, upon contacting the seller, I was told that it's working fine on his Dreamcast, and he tested the game for 10 minutes with no issues. He explained, being a 20-year-old console, Dreamcast lasers vary in quality, and was very eager to actually find out from me what other discs I tested on it, if any other discs I tested were scratched. I tested 4 games, actually 3 of those 4 games weren't scratched at all, really. Even this very old original copy of Soul Calibur, which I got off eBay, that It's not scratched in the slightest, nor is this brand new copy of Netto Golf. The only one that's slightly scratched is this copy of So Surfers, and of course this copy of Heavy Metal Geomatrix was also bought new, so no issue with that one. So it's got me concerned basically about my Dreamcast's laser. Now the seller did offer me a partial refund of £3 in order to resurface a disc if I was to walk into game. If it was open, I should be able to pay £3 to clean the disc, but with no guarantee that it's actually going to work in my Dreamcast. Therefore I'd love to be able to send this game back. Thankfully with the last V-Rally the seller was able to refund me without me having to send the game back. But in this case, so I would like the game back because I guess, yes, it works on his Dreamcast, so there's a chance it might work on other Dreamcasts if he wants to resell it. So yes, after lockdown is over, I shall be sending this one back. Unfortunately, I'll have to explain that it did get rather damaged in the post, as you can see. So hopefully he doesn't hold that against me. But overall the seller was actually quite friendly and quite reasonable about the whole thing. Obviously if he knows it's working on his, he'll want a copy back. So before I bring this episode to a close, I realised that last time I hadn't shown you the new setup, because when I did the update video and showed you my current gaming setup, there were a few gaps in the lineup of consoles. I mentioned I wanted to do a few things, add a few more into it. So I'm going to spin the camera around now. And here we are. Here is the setup. Compare this with the update video. There's a few differences. We'll start over here. So up here, I'm going to zoom in. It's not often I do a zoom in, is it? So the Xbox has been joined by a cassette deck underneath there. Panning down, that space has been filled with a PlayStation 3 Slim model. Across here we still have the what's it called now? Hyperkin's Mega Retron HD, I think. There's a Switch dock behind that, and an Xbox 360 E model, I think it was called at the time. And down here, the Slim PS2, which is the same as before, but there's a DVD player has been removed from there, moved into the room. There's a Wii sitting there now with component cables ready to be hooked up. There is an Xbox with its wireless receivers you saw last time. Across from here is a Wii U standing upright, as I think I said I was going to do last time, and the Super Retron HD there. And there's a PS4, and if we just pan up we can see the latest players and record deck. I'm not sure if they're both there before, I think they were, but it's been joined by a VHS and DVD player. This VHS DVD player is pretty cool because it's connected by HDMI, and it makes it very easy to record things from Laserdisc to DVD, or from video to DVD, or if you really wanted to, from DVD to video. And moving across here, you saw it briefly before, but here is a TV I have in this room at the minute that has the Dreamcast and CDI connected to it down there. Meanwhile, in the bedroom, and we have the office area, which has changed a little bit here. We've got these mini consoles plugged in. Sorry about all the wires. Working from home at the minute, so that's why there's the laptop there. And yeah, as I mentioned, I think the Retron HD, or the first of Hyperkin's current range of HDMI equipped clone consoles with its wireless controller, which was actually a 8BitDo controller that I bought separately. It actually does have a controller with it. If you've seen some of the older Tom's Gaming Worlds, you've seen the actually rather tasty controller this actually comes with. It's wired, but it's still pretty cool. So that's the multi-region DVD player that was in the other room. These aren't gaming related, but it's just nice to have them all in the setup. There's a cassette player with a CD player and radio, and there's a CRT TV with a VHS player. So VHS, cassettes, CDs, DVDs, NES, Mac, 10 gig, you've got a PC in here at the minute, Mac Mini and these two mini consoles. So there we have it. I hope you found this 10th episode of Tom's Gaming World at least a little bit interesting. The whole setup here is coming along very well. I think, you know, pretty much I've got most things I'd like here. Over in the office area, I would maybe like another couple of consoles hooked up to that CRT in there. Perhaps PlayStation 1 and Saturn maybe. Then I still love to get an N64 plugged into this TV as well. I'll need some SCART switching boxes and such. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it's all been coming along. So thanks so much for taking time to watch this. I hope you found it interesting. Honestly, it's just a glimpse into my life with gaming specifically. And if you like this video, just give it a like, and if you want to see more, then please subscribe to the channel. So thanks again for watching, and until see you again for another video, it's goodbye and game on.